quite like wearing kind of oversized or like repurposing menswear.
Oh, they got loads of nice ladies' blouses, essentially.
And then we got the pavement hat. Please take us on tour, Stephen Mack.
What is with the Oakleys?
Hey, I'm Al, I play the drums in the sports team. We're here at the Riviera Theatre in Chicago and we're really excited to be here. So I'd say my personal style kind of changes quite a lot. I guess it depends what I'm up to and where I am. At home I like to exercise a lot, so I guess it's like always guided by that and sort of quite day to night where you can kind of just mix and match with a lot of trainers. But today I think I've maybe gone a little smarter. Got my school shoes which do get the piss taken out of them sometimes, but you know, they're comfy, they work. These trousers which are like a fail-safe kind of tailored fit, which they used to be white and they're now more kind of grey. And then just standard stage wear for me is like either like a sports bra alongside like kind of vintage fit, and then this I picked up in Mexico City. It's really nice for us being on the road in America because you get to find like all kind of cool stuff that we wouldn't get back home. And then this is like a men's suit blazer which I wear on top. I probably won't wear this on stage, I'll probably just go for this, maybe start a bit like zipped all the way up and then take it off. I would usually have a cap. It's quite tragic for me that there's no cap because when I'm drumming I kind of need something to keep the hair off, so I'll work that one out as we go. And then just some random sunglasses that I picked up in LA. Being a drummer, it's super important that what I'm wearing is like movable and breathable. I think I often make the error of having like loose fitting stuff that can then fall down and that can end up restricting the arms a bit, which you don't want. Also important to not be too hot, so I always like to have layers I can take off. Often I'll wear shorts, and ask for a fan on stage as well. Yeah, so I'd say like when we're here in the States, like we thrift a lot. Like back home I tend to not find decent stuff, but I guess here it's like a lot more interesting for us, different cuts. When I go into a thrift shop, I guess I'm not really looking for specific brands, I'm more looking for like colours that I find interesting, or like fits. So like this I got in a kind of market, I guess thrift market, and I was drawn to the colours and I guess like the kind of style of it that sits quite nicely, and I guess just like things with a bit more detail. Again, like this was a thrift shop number, but it actually was part of like a two-piece with a skirt. The skirt was absolutely fucking massive, so it didn't make a cut, but just like reworking stuff and wearing them in different ways. Similarly, this was like vintage men's from Marks and Spencer's, but like I feel like you can rework it in different ways. I quite like wearing kind of oversized or like repurposing menswear for quite a kind of androgynous look. Kind of makes me feel good. I tend to be pretty lazy with my accessories. Like if I'm wearing them, I'm going to wear them for my whole life kind of thing. So I've got a couple of chains and these rings that I've had for years and years. I do have a watch that I sometimes wear. I guess that comes off for like the gym. And so I don't know where that is today. Otherwise I would wear that, but it does sometimes kind of come back to bite me when but apart from that, that's it. And then probably nail varnish as and when I've got my act together. When I'm back at home, I guess I tend to shop a bit less in like thrifts or like charity shops that we have, just because I don't tend to find that much. I guess I more go for like vintage or like finding stuff online that I like, or going to like boutiques. But I guess like the last few good finds that I've had were like a Stone Island jumper that I got vintage that I absolutely love, and then I guess like shopping for shoes and stuff in store, which I'm slightly guilty of.
Hi, I'm Alex from the sports team and I'm the singer. Alright, we're going to talk about my fashion on and off the road today, so let's get into it. There right now, right, these what are these called, Rob? Knaggs. Yeah, this is the thing. So like these trainers I thought were quite cool. I've had them for ages. I think we got sent them by Adidas. And then they kind of quite recently like fell foul in the UK because one of our ex-Prime Ministers, Rishi Sunak, started wearing them. So Rob's been calling them Sunaks the whole tour, which is trouble. So they're not cool anymore. Jeans, I think like a lot of the stuff like we love out here when you go to kind of the thrift stores, So we go to kind of like the Goodwills, me and Rob were at the Salvation Army one today, where I got basically this shirt. And it's like, I think it's one of those things, I think when you go to UK charity shops and stuff, you're always kind of in trouble because you're sort of getting stuff you've seen before. But like basic clothes that people are giving away here are kind of cool and exotic to us, I think. They've got loads of nice ladies' blouses, essentially. But yeah, I love the charity shops and the Goodwills and the thrift stores around here. So that's where I've got all that from. I got these sunglasses as well. $30 for a brand new pair of Ray-Bans. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think on stage, I'm not necessarily wearing this today, but like I at least kind of like to wear like suits, and white suits, I guess, is kind of what I've worn the most. And I think it's kind of like, it's not because they show dirt, I think it's why you want to wear them, you know, you want to kind of turn up like completely pristine and like kind of dress really well. And then by the end of the set, you want to look like completely ragged, essentially. So like if you bleed, you're going to bleed on, so it's going to show up. If you're getting dirty and sweaty kind of thing, it's going to cover the suit in it. So I think you kind of get that sense of like narrative through the whole set, which is quite appealing. So yeah, like white suits on stage is what I'm trying to wear. I kind of like the sort of fabrics that move with you a bit, you know. Like I don't think you want anything that's kind of like that firm on stage, because you kind of start looking a bit static. And if you're going to kind of throw yourself around when you're dancing and things like that, you've got to like have fabrics like that are kind of very light and move with you. So that's kind of what I'm always looking for. And so not branded stuff as well, just odd products. Probably you wouldn't find in the UK as well, which is what you get out here. Well, I mean, I like the whites. I like the whites, as I said, because they kind of get dirty on stage, the colours. So that shows up. But also, like, you want to kind of confuse people a bit. I think bands are so many of them have like very strong aesthetics, you know, and I think we're probably a band that doesn't. It's a bit of everything, and you want the ambiguity in it. Like if you're going to wear kind of a women's blouse, which is like slightly androgynous, you kind of combine it with like the jeans or something like that. You never want to kind of be able to be pinned down as wearing a really specific kind of outfit. I mean, a lot of the bands that kind of a bandy at the moment will still do the kind of leather jacket thing, like sunglasses on sort of thing straight away. And I think the point of this band is always like it kind of sits somewhere in the middle, and you can't pin it down, you can't kind of put it into sort of the genre camp very easily. So I guess it's mixing up stuff like, I guess jeans are pretty working man kind of thing, but with a women's blouse sort of thing. So it's not, you're not getting glam rock when you wear a blouse, because it's like too easy to pinpoint. And if you're wearing jeans, so you're like not pairing it with kind of a band t-shirt, so it's not like, oh, okay, the slacker or whatever. So I think it's always kind of trying to avoid those cliches, I think, the way you dress. I've worn I used to buy, when we were first starting out, I used to buy a load of watches, again, from charity shops, and you could do this great thing with this great stage move, and you could smash it at a certain point, stop the clock, and chuck it into the audience, so someone had a watch kind of stuck onto the time that you were in front of the crowd. So I used to do that. That was a good accessories you can kind of give away. But if I wear anything on stage, if you end up coming out in a hat, or a necklace, or glasses, or anything like that, they're just they're gone. Like if you go into the crowd like we did, this is obviously not our crowd, so you might go into the crowd a bit less tonight, but it will just go. You've got to wear stuff you're kind of prepared to have ripped and lose pretty quick.
Hey, I'm Rob from Sports Team. I play guitar, and I'm wearing, I guess, what I'd wear on the road on tour. So I guess 3/4 length shorts with about 800 pockets. So I've got my Zins. Got some sweets I got today in here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's just kind of, you're travelling around with your passport. Normally I'd wear basketball shorts, but yeah, it's quite difficult to store all the things. So yeah, they're kind of convenient. And then this is a tour t-shirt for a band called Dr. Feelgood, who I really like. It's got the date on the back as well. You can see that. My comfortable shoes. So yeah, this is kind of nice, but yeah, this is basically just, I guess, what I'd wear off stage on tour. So yeah, on stage, I think I'd normally wear a pair of trousers or jeans, maybe something a bit more formal. I think the shorts maybe a little bit too, like I'm in a jam band from the 80s or something, so I wouldn't wear that. But yeah, I think generally on stage I'm pretty relaxed. Alex, our singer, wears a lot of suiting and stuff. But yeah, I kind of prefer just wearing what I'd wear normally, I think. So pretty much all of the stuff I'm wearing, I guess, is from thrift shops. I think most of the jewellery is fake. This is definitely fake chrome hearts, I'm pretty sure. That was about £20, and all the rings and stuff, I guess, are from thrift stores or Vinted, kind of online websites. Yeah, the shorts are thrifted. I think everything apart from my socks and pants and the Crocs were thrifted. So yeah, tour t-shirts and stuff, I like just looking on things like Vinted or eBay or looking in charity shops. So I think now they can be really expensive, but I think this one was something like £20. I have worn Crocs on stage though, but yeah, it's very hard to do the pedals, is the big issue. So when you've got a big pedal board in front of you, I tend to hit about 8 at once if I'm wearing the Crocs. So I probably wear a pair of boots or some like Sebago boat shoes, or maybe some little like loafers, little leather loafers or something. Alex and I, the singer, we were kind of getting into clogs and core for a bit, so wearing like blazers and bootleg jeans. But yeah, I think we've sort of moved away from that now. Developing. Yeah, so I think we've kind of, I guess throughout being in a band you get kind of bored. It's like 6 of us, we're mates, and you kind of copy each other, and you know, I guess we kind of take the piss out of each other as well. So I guess when we started out, we'd all just kind of wear jeans and t-shirts on stage and stuff, because everyone was a little bit embarrassed about trying to dress like a rock star, or like, you know, you wanted to look cool or something. And then Alex, the singer, started wearing kind of like he's wearing today, blouses and hats, and he'd wear like bonnets and stuff, and I guess experimented a bit with his look. And then yeah, I guess we all started wearing like suits and dressing a bit more like we thought we were kind of rock and roll stars. And I guess now, I think we just go through phases of kind of just entertaining each other. You know, it's sort of, you go off to a new city and you go to like Chicago and go around a charity shop or a thrift shop, and it kind of depends what you find, and that'll be kind of, I guess, the look you go with. Yeah, we've tried to do like eras in the past where we'll get like a styling budget for a record and everyone will wear like a very coherent outfit. We were doing 80s on this one, so I like bands like Prefab Sprout, so we're all kind of wearing like, more like Roxy Music clothes, I guess, quite big suits, pastel colours and pinks, and like, it's wearing some really big glasses. But yeah, I think after a while it just gets quite hard to maintain that when you're going through airports and things, and you feel like a bit of an enormous dickhead when you're wearing it. So yeah, I think now we've all sort of settled back slightly into what we'd normally like to wear anyway.
Hey, this is Henry Young, lead guitarist in the sports team, and you've caught me on a day where I happened to buy my shirt. This shirt I think I got from a rich divorcee in the north of France in a brocante, which is their equivalent of a car boot sale. And yeah, this is pretty much as smart as I ever get. I'm kind of like a disgraced banker, I would say, this evening for the show at Riviera Theatre. We've got some pinstripe slacks. I'm guessing these are maybe from the 70s. You can see that a lot of the stitching's coming undone, but it makes me feel like I'm kind of an extra in a film about the Rolling Stones. That's what I'm going for. Shoes, I feel like these were gifted a long time ago by Clarks, so they're kind of the classic Wallaby, timeless. And then we got the pavement hat. Please take us on tour, Stephen Mountains. When we're hitting the bars of Chicago later, obviously it's going to be a bit cold, so I've got a climbable sweater. It's a brand in Barcelona. Really recommend it. Yeah, when we're in a new city, one of the first things we'll do after checking out the bars is go thrifting. And I think I, like the rest of the band, kind of like it when things aren't too curated. If you're in a vintage store and like, you know, you've got all your Harley Davidson stuff in one corner and you've got all of your kind of like flannel shirts in one corner, it kind of feels like you're never going to find that needle in the haystack. I prefer to like go somewhere that's a bit out of the way, maybe like some old dude has died in the suit and still got £20 note in the pocket. That's the kind of vibe. Speaking of which, this suit in Birmingham, when I bought it, I was with Rob, we'd gone for breakfast and we were like deep in the suburbs, weren't really expecting to find anything, and then we ended up like walking around with 2 full bin bags worth of clothes that we'd thrifted. And when we got back to the bus, people were giving us some very confused looks. And yeah, the reason that suits are good is you can pretty much just like rock up in the same outfit every show, but just change the t-shirt. Perfect. I think this shirt actually is missing some cufflinks, so that's why I've rolled it up. If I had some, I'd be wearing them. This is the only accessory I've got apart from that, which is across of the Camargue region in the south of France, which is where I'm living at the moment. A little gift from my girlfriend, keeping it close.
Hey, I'm Oli from the sports team. I'm here at the Riviera in Chicago. We're on tour supporting Supergrass, so you can hear sound checking in the background. And I'm going to talk through what I like to wear on tour. And well, I'm wearing these sunglasses. They're from a UK company called Spitfire that I like. I get like different pairs of these. Like a brown colour. Like got various bits of jewellery on that I've kind of just accumulated through the years, like rings, necklaces. There we go. I've got this watch from a company called Mr. Beaumont. It's by a designer called Eli Beaumont. I really like her watches. Got this jacket that actually Rob, our guitarist, gave to me. It's from LLB. Got this shirt, I think it's just an ASOS number, like fairly casual. I like these sorts of belts I've got on, more accessory. I've got these jeans from Urban Outfitters. I've got some Solomons that I've been wearing on this tour, and yeah, that's me. Yeah, for me, like I don't like love fast fashion, so I keep like the stuff that I wear like pretty limited, and then try and like get as many like different looks out of that. But for example, I'll kind of like, you know, once like I've got a jacket that I'll try and keep that as like the one I'll wear for like until it's kind of like worn out, you know what I mean? And same with shoes, like these are fairly new, but I kind of own, and like you can already see that like pretty trashed like already, and I'm kind of like, you know, more into that kind of thing of like getting like decent wear from stuff, and you know, rather than kind of like flicking between different styles. So yeah, I think like, you know, I'll keep on like a similar rotation of stuff for the next like however long I can last with them. In terms of like a personal fashion stuff that I kind of look for when I'm shopping, I kind of like will just do deep dives online. I'll kind of get to a stage where I'm like I'm kind of bored of like my wardrobe or whatever. So rather than like constantly thrifting, I'll kind of like get to a stage where I'm then like, okay, I want like a whole new like set of clothes and stuff like that. And then in terms of like personal taste, it's strange. Like it's there's no real like rhyme or reason to it. It's kind of like I'll stumble across something and kind of like get into it. But like I really like kind of like colourful clothing. I like colour blocking. I don't love like kind of like wearing named brands necessarily. So I like kind of stuff that you can't necessarily like tell where it's from, or like I'm not really into kind of like flashing like brands or stuff like that. So like I guess that's why like thrifting I find like less good. I feel like people seem to be into it to find like kind of like branded stuff, but like for like a cheap price or something like that, or like, you know, kind of like old stuff. But yeah, so I'm less into it. I guess I have less patience for it as well. Like I'm like bad at kind of like flicking through like the hangers and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of, you know, whatever takes my eye. Like yeah, this I bought like really recently just because like I felt like I wanted something new for tour, something new for kind of like the festival season.
Hi, I'm Ben from Sports Team. I play keys in the band. We're in America right now. We're in Chicago, about to play the Riviera with Supergrass. I'm going to talk about my style, or lack of it, and get into what I'm wearing, what I wear on tour and stuff. This I'll probably wear on stage, just like a baggy trouser, kind of suit trousers style thing. Got some boat shoes, the sock, get the sock pop in on the red. Got the little shirt and tie. This is a tie I found in a charity shop in London. It's a Sri Lanka England cricket tie from 2002. Which is, yeah, it's cool to me because my granddad was actually Sri Lankan, big into cricket, so it's good to have that like little, and he was very stylish. I take a lot of my style points from him, like the shirts, the ties, and then I've just got like a sailing jacket, sort of canvas jacket, yeah, kind of mixing like high and low, sort of smart and casual, bit of like sort of Alien vibes, like the crew of Alien with the sort of army hat, and yeah, this is actually our merch. So like little trucker cap I thought we'd do for the American people. Got a little like, sort of Marge Simpson drawing that I did, like it's kind of bastardized version of Marge Simpson, and yeah, that's it. And then when I'm on stage, I'll always have the no one can see my eyes on stage, so well, it's with the Oakleys. And that's it. I'm a sucker for a brand name, so anything Lacoste or Ralph Lauren, I'll probably pick it up and have a look. But yeah, a lot of what I wear is like thrifted, sunglass exception, shoes exception. I normally bring a lot of like shoes on tour and then thrift the rest of the outfit. So I've always got the chain on, little gold chain. Got the Nike watch. That's like vintage, like 2000s Tri-X. Yeah, not too massive on accessories apart from the glasses and chains, but yeah. So obviously you want to be comfortable on stage and feel comfortable in what you're wearing. I like to wear the sunglasses so I can sort of live behind the glasses. I don't have to like worry about what I'm seeing or anything, or like, you know, it kind of builds a little barrier between me and the people watching. So hopefully people are a little weirded out with what I'm wearing or like what I'm doing. I think I like to like, yeah, fuck with people a little bit and just make them think like what the hell is going on. So yeah, I don't know if that comes across, but probably not looking at me at all. So, all right, yeah, thanks for watching. New record, Boys These Days, is out now. Come see us on tour in America, wherever you're at.